Tonight time is the right time to join us again as the girls take the field at White Bear Lake. Woodbury and White Bear Lake in the second half of our doubleheader. And I'm still here. That is me, Mike Peden, all by myself talking to myself. That's Chaos Theory. Compared to the boys series that Woodbury has dominated for about 10 years, this one has gone back and forth as we get underway. And this game could go either way. White Bear Lake, one of the top 10 teams in 3A. Woodbury getting some consideration in the rankings. For the Royals, they've had some lean years, so to speak, with White Bear Lake and Stillwater pacing the way in Section 4 and the Suburban East. But coming into this game, White Bear Lake 4-2-1, Woodbury 3-1-1. Things might result a little differently. Of course, we have a long way to go. But for White Bear Lake, as we get underway, Woodbury offside, it would seem. White Bear Lake, they've already had a few top-tier opponents, including the game with Mahtomedi in late August. Historically, White Bear Lake and Mahtomedi meet in every sport outside of football. Part of that rivalry series, but Mahtomedi defending state champs in 2A and one of the perennials. The Bears lost 3-1 to Prior Lake, who was number 3 in 3A at the time. Prior Lake, a relatively new entrant in terms of shortlist contenders, as we get a foul on Woodbury, and White Bear Lake will take over. Bears coming off a 2-0 victory over Lakeville South. They also dropped one to Mounds View. Woodbury also took on Mahtomedi, beat them 2-0. Lost 2-0 to Duluth East, who was in the top 10 at the time. And Eastridge and Stillwater await both. Throw in for the Bears. Tegan Coupet, number 13. And as we continue this match, I'll share the storylines. Both keepers wearing the fluorescent green jerseys, so we'll do our best to keep them straight. White Bear Lake moving forward. Historically, the Bears, identifying them has been a little trickier, and it's because of that pattern they wear on the front of their kits. But they already have a couple of players who are leading the way offensively. And that would be Elise Olker and Piper Heinzen. Both have 6 goals. No one else has more than 1. So if the numbers are an indication, as Woodbury able to get a stop and bring the ball out. Olker, who's wearing number 2, and Heinzen 25, those may be the 2 numbers to watch on the White Bear Lake side. But as we saw in the boys' game, several first-time scorers made their contributions. Offense has been a little harder to come by for Woodbury. In fact, of their 5 games, 2 were clean sheets, the victories over Washburn and Mahtomedi, as we get a sliding stop for Woodbury's keeper, Samantha Mattis, the senior. So 2 clean sheets for Woodbury. We mentioned the 2-0 shutout loss to Duluth East, and then they had a 0-0 scoreless draw with Lakeville South. White Bear Lake, their win over Lakeville South was the first time they recorded a clean sheet this season, and They got off to a blistering start, a 7-1 victory over Centennial to begin the year. Followed up with a 4-1 win over Spring Lake Park, so the Bears faring well against Northwest Suburban foes. Maple Grove moving to the lake, Prior Lake in the South Suburban. The Bears are done with non-conference opponents. They took care of that in the first half of the season, so it will be conference games the rest of the way. And for Woodbury, they also have a meeting with Maple Grove on the 13th, and that will be their last non-conference game as we enter the halfway point. And we get our first substitution. So this game's starting a little later than scheduled. We had a lengthy end to the boys' game following a delayed start. And then we had a longer intermission because it was parent-player night. Every athlete on the White Bear Lake side brought their parents with, who were honored on the field before the game began. White Bear Lake trying to get on that loose ball. Woodbury clears. We'll have a throw-in. And all things considered, White Bear Lake fared well against non-conference competition. They had the loss to Prior Lake. But this is a team that knows how to get to state. They've done it in the past, and they are in a tough conference, again, with Eastridge and Stillwater. Woodbury could be a foe as well. Section 4, usually a tough one to get out of, but all in all, as we'll get our first goal kick on the White Bear Lake side. That's Allie Ellis, who's the keeper for the Bears. If you're curious about the keepers, Mattis, a .908 save percentage. Ellis hasn't fared as well, .714. We'll have to see if that holds any bearing in this one. So we mentioned the pair of 6-goal scorers in Heinsohn and Olker. In Heinsohn's case, hold on, White Bear Lake, oh, almost had it. And just a desperation clearance by Samantha Mattis. I was going to say, in Heinsohn's case, she had a hat trick against Centennial, then scored goals against Spring Lake Park, Maple Grove, and Mounds View. Takedown from behind. I believe it occurred just outside the box, and that was Olker who took the fall. Olker scored a hat trick against Spring Lake Park, had a pair of goals against Maple Grove. No, it was in the box. The foul occurred in the box, so a penalty kick. And Elise Olker, the junior, will do the honors. She was coming out of the box, but the tackle, which I believe came from Carson Schlottman, occurred inside. So Olker with a chance to get White Bear Lake on the board with this PK. And she drills it. Mattis guessed right.
Scoring for your Bears, number 2, Elise
Olker went right. Here's another look.
That home goal is sponsored by our friends at Beartown Bar and Grill.
Here we go, White. Let's find our energy, intensity here.
Both players go right.
Checking in for the Royals, number 22.
The thing is, they were on opposite ends of the plane. So Olker wins that guessing game and scores her 7th of the year. In the 9th minute of play. Officials determined she was in the box. When she was fouled, and a costly error for Woodbury in the early going, but long way to go. Foul on White Bear Lake, and it will be Mason Grawl on the free kick. Going far post header. Woodbury ties it up. Olivia Hallinan with a beauty of a header. Leighton Rogers with a slight decoy. And Hallinan using her head. Hallinan with her 2nd goal of the year. And Grawl earns the assist. Her 3rd. What a start to this game. 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. Last year, I believe, I did a game here against Stillwater that ended in a draw, where both sides traded blows, and now White Bear Lake looking to get open again. That's Olker. Woodbury cuts her off. That's the last player you want to leave open. I guess I should have prefaced this broadcast with the phrase, get your popcorn ready, and maybe you did get some popcorn in between games if you've been with us from the start. But early examples of great balls. And capitalizing on a penalty kick in the case of White Bear Lake. Woodbury gets the through ball up. They have numbers along the left side, but can't quite penetrate. They'll try the middle this time. That's Schlottman. Out of play it goes. Last touch by the Bears. Our first corner kick. Clara Fedunek, who leads the team with 3 goals, spots it up from the right side. Header goes offline. That was Samira Haile on the attempt. Historically, Woodbury hasn't been as much of a factor in this conference or section, but you have to give kudos to their response. Just a minute after giving up the penalty kick goal to Olker, They score the equalizer. White Bear Lake looking to regain their bearings.
Great work there, Maya. Way to follow. Yeah, tight on everything here, White. Let's go.
Coupet with the throw-in.
Get back. Keep her there.
One of those matchups that
With you again.
is a little tougher to gauge. Olker
Oh, good.
stumbles again. Nothing called this time. A break for Woodbury in the sense that Olker was inside the box again, so had a foul been issued, another penalty kick would have been awarded. I didn't see anything to suggest a foul, but it certainly gets a little riskier when you are making a play at the ball and you come into contact with a member of the opposing team. Olker flips it forward. Was looking for Heinsohn.
Yeah, Marley, check you. Or wait, Karst, you got here? Okay. Yep. Yeah, I just want you to be away here, Maya. Marley, I want you to step back, please. Here. Who's got 25 centrally? Samira, step. Marley, on your shoulder. One behind. She's there. That's us. Let's find it here. Find us.
Checking in for the Royals, number 12, Caitlin Kingor.
Now we get our first set of substitutions. Caitlin Kingor, the junior, making her first appearance of this match. White Bear Lake trying to thread it up the middle. Woodbury will clear again and concede the throw-in. They were in a tough spot defensively. Coupet. That's Hernandez. Woodbury, they've got 4 along that back line.
Settle it down now, White. Let's go. Check in. Check in, Caitlin.
And as we make our way through this first half, Woodbury will get a free kick and a chance to compose themselves. But it seems like the ebb and flow could blow in either direction. As we said, these are two teams who will have to get through a tough section to reach state.
Checking in for the Bears, number 4, Katie Kohler.
Now we're in the middle of the action. White Bear Lake able to get a foot on it and take a chance at the net. Batted away by Mattis. Grace Workey with a great shot. Mattis, who came in with that 900 save percentage. It might drop a bit after this game, but she has displayed some impressive goalkeeping acumen. It does result in a corner for Kelsey Wolf. It's low, it's out, and Woodbury bats it away. That was a low line drive that for a moment was loose. And those are the kinds of plays that can catch keepers off kilter, off guard. Now they'll get a goal kick. And you just don't know when you get a line drive corner like that. You don't know where it might be, who's on it. It's a little different than reading some of those higher shots. As more substitutions are made. That's Caroline Schmidt, number 20.
Yeah, check in, Kaylin. Check in.
Olker. Push from behind. This time outside the box, but a free kick well within scoring range. Olker's been taking a lot of contact, though, in the first half. This is Hazel Dufresne, the senior. Not much of a wall. Dufresne doinks it. And no play for Mattis to worry about. We see that happen frequently from short range, not all the time, where players on free kicks make a move right at the net, but they put a little too much air on it. Maddie Thompson boots it forward. Big deflection by the Royals, as more than 20 minutes have gone by. Both teams scoring within a minute of each other. White Bear Lake on the penalty kick. Woodbury off a corner. And now the Royals back on offense. That's Fedunik. Deep shot brushes the top of the net. That was close. That was Fedunik to Avella Barbe. And that almost had the angle. So both sides exchanging a score and both sides exchanging a close call. Kingor. White Bear Lake clears. But they send it past the end line. They teach you to avoid it, and Fedunik
One of you come here. One of you on the PK. See, you gotta put on it, okay?
will give Woodbury a set piece. Royals couldn't do much with it.
Checking in for the Royals, number 4, Harper Vossen.
Vossen, who also plays basketball for the Royals, coming in. Who will punch through? Still a long way to go. And of course, there's always a chance this game could end in a draw. Which is typically, I would say, not say typically, those are the rules. But that is a frequent outcome in this sport as White Bear Lake's through ball gets a little ahead of the pack. And Mattis hauls it in. Maya Mulligan goes back. Woodbury. It's a foot race. And White Bear Lakes back line gets there in the nick of time. Coming up with the stop, I believe, was Lila Paradise. On a potential odd woman rush.
The Royals, number 11, Real. And for your Bears, number 47, Eleanor Moores.
Roland Moores. Enter the field.
Good work. Here we go, together here. Step 2. Watch it split. Come on, Samira.
We had a fast and furious start.
Again. Samira, again.
Action has tempered a bit, tapered. And a lot of it has to do with some timely defensive deflections. But these two teams roughly even. Woodbury lining up some chances. White Bear Lake trying to march downfield. I can't really say there's been an overwhelming favorite or an overwhelming advantage for either side. And when you factor in the recent history for these two and their success, Number 20, that might be Karis Meek, who's listed as 10 in the lineup, but I don't see a 10 in the bench anywhere. Oh, I stand corrected. That is 28, Reese Lewis.
Checking in for the Royals, number 15, Paige Lee.
Sometimes the fonts, especially from distance, can be a little tough to make out.
Nice throw. That's okay again. Watch it split. Watch it split.
Heinsohn
Check in behind. That's
to
you,
Fixon.
Leo. Nice Lynn.
Woodbury clears again.
Okay. Here we go. Let's stay tight on our marks, guys.
Last year, White Bear Lake came up short, losing 3-2 to Eastridge in the 4-3A section final. Another reminder of just how brutal, how difficult it is to eke through the group. And this year so far, shaping up to be no exception to that rule. Coincidentally, Stillwater and Eastridge, two teams who have played some excellent soccer over the years, they will face each other on Thursday. And Woodbury will take on Stillwater to end the regular season over at Pony Stadium. Approaching 10 minutes to go in the first half. White Bear Lake trying to keep it out of Woodbury's grip, and they are able to. Ensuring Allie Ellis will get the goal kick.
Together here, guys, together. Watch it switch. Nice, play in step. Nice, Reese! Yes, Reese! Let's go, Reese! Reese, really good there. Way to go.
Checking in for the Royals, number 19, Briella Hughes, and number 27, Harley Paddleford.
Some highly strategic soccer between a pair of teams who could end up facing each other at some point in the sections. Historically speaking, White Bear Lake and Woodbury, no matter what sport, no matter how many classes, the two always seem to play each other, or I should say, draw the same group. Well, they do play each other. They're in the same conference, so they play each other at least once. 2 years ago, these two met in the section final. White Bear Lake won that one 3-0 en route to a state tournament appearance. In the first year of soccer held at this stadium, soccer and lacrosse got their start here. The rest of the sports followed suit the next year. Goal kick for Ellis and the Bears. as we await the next potential crescendo.
Hey, that's all right there. Hold together, Reese. Hey, first to everything. Let's find it, White. First two, away.
Free kick.
Nice, Reese. Against it.
Lewis gets in front of it.
Up, Woodbury. We're on. White. White, we're on.
Through ball gets to Woodbury. Can they fight through it? Yes, they do. Goal Royals. Everyone jumping up and down for Leighton Rogers. Rogers brushed off one defender and sent a rocket in the 34th minute.
Reese, come more centrally, check centrally. First two, check. Nice, second. Turn, Woodbury.
Her first goal of the year.
Good. Watch it switch, watch it back in.
So Woodbury, after giving up the penalty kick goal to Olker in the 9th minute, they've scored 2 now to take the lead. But as we saw last year with White Bear Lake and Stillwater, and as we've seen so many times in this section, no lead is safe. White Bear Lake almost had a free look. And that's why it would be unwise to suggest Woodbury has this game won when so much could happen. Woodbury again. Covering that left side. Cross a little short. And White Bear Lake can catch their breath for a moment.
Taking in for the Royals, number 10. Here is B.
Less than 5 minutes to go in the first half. In one of many games you can circle on the calendar in Suburban East Conference play. Like I said, you've got a whole swath of teams who share the same conference in the same section, because White Bear Lake, Woodbury, East Ridge, Stillwater, they're all in the eastern part of the metro, so they typically are in the same group. In just about every sport. There's Pat Malicki, one of the head coaches, Kylie Moore, the other for Woodbury. For girls soccer, as I said, there are usually 3 teams, sometimes 4, that you have to put a check mark by in the teams to watch category. And when you have that much parity, that much competitive strength, it gives you plenty of tune-up opportunities in the conference. We'll say Woodbury looking like the stronger team as of late in terms of getting to the attacking side. White Bear Lake will clear again. Ellis has been facing an increasing amount of pressure. Fedunik slipped on the turf. We haven't had any rain for a few hours. It still might be slick out there. And it's also a little damp in terms of conditions. Temperature 66 degrees. And the dew point at 62. Now, I mentioned rain. There is a chance we could get some more, as that system that came through earlier and moved off to the northeast is starting to shift to the east, and there is a little bit of development on the backside. So we might be getting a few more raindrops before this evening is through. If we do, the cell that is off to the west doesn't look to be as large, but it can still drop a good soaking. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
30 seconds.
Final seconds ticking away, and like we said, a fast and flying start to this one. Tapering off as the first half went on, but Woodbury fighting through coverage in the 34th minute to take the lead on a goal by Leighton Rogers. Will give the Royals a 2-1 advantage as we head to halftime. In a game that not only is big for the conference, but should also carry significant weight in the sections, because remember, we're at the halfway point of the season, so every game from here, especially for White Bear Lake, as they play all conference opponents, they mean a lot. We'll be back for first half analysis. You're watching high school girls soccer on SEC Sports.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy. It's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is being prepared for the journey ahead. Love doesn't let any concerns go unsaid. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax. It always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects.
Listen up, team. When I look around this room, I see a fighting team of brave antibodies. But the flu is coming in strong, so I won't sugarcoat it. I need each one of you on your A game. The good news is, Anthony, the human body we've been tasked to protect, just got his flu shot, which supplied us with brand new gear to defend against the flu. That's right, we've upgraded our game with this new equipment. They give you a little extra boost. So let's go fight for Anthony, for his mom, his co-workers, that nice lady Patricia that lives down the street with the cute dog. In the face of viral adversity, we make Anthony thrive so he can protect himself and the people he loves most. Are you with me? Yeah!
Let's work as a team to defend against the flu. Gear up with a flu shot to help protect others and reduce your risk of being sick or hospitalized with the flu. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy, it's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is finding the right seat, so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax, it always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Sit up, team. When I look around this room, I see a fighting team of brave antibodies. But the flu is coming in strong. The good news is, Anthony, the human we're tasked to protect, just got his flu shot, which supplied us with strong new gear to defend against the flu. So let's go fight for Anthony. Are you with me?
Let's work as a team to defend against the flu. Gear up with a flu shot to help protect others and reduce your risk of being sick or hospitalized with the flu. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
There I was, 16, divorced, remarried with a baby, another on the way, and I could barely read or write. Getting my high school diploma was a catalyst I needed. Now I have a bachelor's and master's, and I became a teacher. When I look at all these success stories, I could not help but think it all started by getting my high school diploma.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Woodbury leads White Bear Lake 2-1. In high school girls soccer, Key Suburban East and Section 4-3A matchup. Seating on the line, and Woodbury responding after giving up an early goal to White Bear Lake in a frenetic start to our first half. It began with a penalty kick for Elise Olker. She guessed right in the 9th minute. But 1 minute later, Woodbury off a free kick. Perfectly placed ball to Olivia Hallinan. That made it 1-1. In the 34th minute, as Woodbury celebrates, a little bit of toughness from Leighton Rogers. Sliding through the check of Maren Peterson and getting an uncontested look. That made it 2-1. That's where we stand right now. There were some other moments peppered in, but generally speaking, after the first 10 minutes, those opportunities were periodic. These two playing each other tough. There is the foul that led to the penalty kick for Olker. And this was one of the better chances White Bear Lake had to score off a corner kick, but Woodbury able to get the clearance. As you take a look at the halftime stats, pretty even between the two sides, and I would expect the second 40 minutes to be just as even, but a win here for either side would give them key leverage when it comes time to seed the sections. And with plenty of conference games ahead of them, including Stillwater and Eastridge, every game, every victory means a little bit more. The second half will be starting in just a couple of minutes. This is high school girls soccer on SEC. Woodbury leads White Bear Lake 2-1.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy. It's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is being prepared for the journey ahead. Love doesn't let any concerns go unsaid. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax. It always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects.
I'm a different kind of threat. I can't be scared away or negotiated with. You can't call the cops on me.
Do you still want to hang out after?
I don't want your money or your TV. I don't even have to break in. I'm invited.
Self-love made me a better dad because I realized my worth. Arapaho way, you gotta pray for yourself as well as for everybody else, but never forget yourself. The word father means a lot to me. When I give my love to my children as a father, I can see it. That's the benefit of being a father is seeing those smiling faces.
I feel
The teams trot back out on the field as the second half will start. And something to keep an eye on
Listening
will be the weather.
Find ways to support your kids at
There is more shower activity just off to the west. And it should make its way here unless it dissipates in the next few minutes. Again, this one not expected to be as intense as the afternoon round of showers, but it could make for some slick conditions again here at White Bear Lake. When it comes to outdoor sports, the only stoppage would be for lightning, naturally. And as we said, this is a key game for White Bear Lake. They will face conference opponents the rest of the way. East Ridge and Stillwater. Will be the two foes to watch. And Woodbury, if they get out of here with a win, they also have to take on East Ridge and Stillwater. And as we said before, Woodbury ends the regular season at Stillwater. And there could be other surprises in conference play as White Bear Lake is looking to establish an attack. Woodbury took command as the first half carried on. And Woodbury not able to catch up to the ball in time. They will concede a corner to White Bear Lake, the second corner for the Bears. Woodbury, I've got him with 2. As I was saying, there could be other teams who could pose a challenge, as the corner kick will sail past everybody and roll out of play without any incident. Other teams who could play spoiler, at least in the conference, but not in the section. Irondale, Park of Cottage Grove. Irondale, I believe, in 5. Park of Cottage Grove in 3. Browen for the Bears, and Maddie Thompson. Olker, her penalty kick goal, the 7th of the year. The state leader, a name that won't surprise you, or a name that would at least sound familiar, Madden Greenway, the Kentucky basketball commit, but Providence Academy plays a Class A schedule, and their conference not quite as potent as the Suburban East, as White Bear Lake earns another corner kick. Their last one flew by everybody, and White Bear Lake couldn't do anything with it. Let's see what happens. Left-footed strike, and that one bounces back to the right side. Woodbury catches another breather. On the Woodbury side, Hallinan scoring her 2nd goal of the year off the free kick from Mason Grawl, and then Leighton Rogers, her goal in the 34th minute, the first of 2025. Bears. Heinsohn, can she catch up to it? Pinched off. Haile was in on the coverage. This will be a throw in. They were able to clear it just before the ball crossed the end line, so Maddie Thompson will have to throw it in, and it's a soft lob. Typically speaking, the young women, while I certainly would not dispute their strength, not as many of them can fling it toward the net like the boys can. So getting a throw in instead of a corner does carry some strategic advantage. Heinsohn with the pass to Wolf. Wolf looking for Werke. Instead, Woodbury clears. As we said, this game will carry weight in the sections. It won't win you the section, of course. But typically speaking, the Suburban East ends up facing each other in the semis and finals. It was Eastridge who got through in 3A last year. White Bear Lake the year before. Stillwater won it all back in 2021. The year after, they had the #1 team in the state but could not compete because of the pandemic in the state tournament, that is. There was none for any of the fall sports. Pass deflected by Marley Bedelford. And Kelsey Wolf getting a lot of reps in that right spot. Intriguingly, I've noticed she uses her left foot. And White Bear Lake, they've been close, but they have yet to get a shot or any kind of glance, look, glimpse at the net over the last few minutes. Woodbury staying on top of it, getting in front, generating those key deflections that can stop a quality chance from building. Now the Royals flip the field. They'll take a shot and it bounces wide left. That was Barbet. Parent night at White Bear Lake. All the parents for the home side honored before the game. We highlighted the back and forth nature of this series. White Bear Lake 2 years ago won the section final. That same season when they met in the regular season, it was Woodbury who got the win. So what happens here, like we said, doesn't mean the outcome will be replicated exactly if these two meet again. Through ball for White Bear Lake. Heinsohn catches up to it. Net is open. Heinsohn unable to get there in time. Lewis with a huge stop. Heinsohn pass. White Bear Lake looking for space. Another deflection. And that allows Mattis to make the catch. Lewis and then Hallinan. Woodbury stacking up that back line throughout this one. And they delivered in a key sequence. Heinsohn beat Mattis to the ball. Lewis got in front for the deflection, with Heinsohn in front of Mattis. And then again, Hallinan put her body directly in the path of a shot attempt. Ile will take a breather. And Lewis, along with Hallinan, they won't get credit for a save or deflection. Again, in soccer, not a whole lot of stats are kept, but if Woodbury wins this game, that will be a key play to remember in this half, as White Bear Lake has been on the offensive to start this second half. Foul. It's on White Bear Lake as Rawl hit the turf. We mentioned the stakes if a winner comes out of this game. Should this end up in a draw, well, then that puts a greater emphasis on the remaining games, and that would put an even bigger... Ball was loose for a second. Now White Bear Lake takes their turn at deflecting a barrage of shots and passes following the free kick from Rogers. Lewis moves up. Quick passing by the Royals. Barbet taps it. White Bear Lake clears it again. It will stay in the field of play. Lewis tried to pass it back with her heel, couldn't do so. I was going to say, should there be a draw between these two, well, then those games with Stillwater and Eastridge in particular would loom even larger. Woodbury can't keep it in play. And the other two front runners in the section will meet on Thursday. We'll learn a lot, I think, about what the section race looks like and conference race as well, potentially, by the end of this week. As teams wrap up the non-conference portion of the season, at least most of them.
Checking into the Royals, number 12, Caitlin Kingmore.
White Bear Lake trying to pounce. Hernandez making the effort. Now Woodbury. Allenin, she'll catch up to the through ball. Extra pass, shot wide right. Rogers and Grawl exchange a low five, and the Woodbury fans in attendance applauding the effort. Great counter chance. Shot just a little off target. A break for the Bears, no doubt. Another goal would have not cemented it necessarily, but put Woodbury in a highly favorable spot. But again, so far for the Royals, their defense delivering in key moments. White Bear Lake. Olker from midfield, directing traffic. Hernandez back to Olker. Pass gets away, but a foul. As Olker goes down again. Gets back up. Just needed a moment. But she is taking a lot of hits in this game. We'll have a substitution.
Checking in for the Bears, number 7, Hazel Dufresne.
And now the official
For the Royals, number 7.
trotting over to Pat Malicki as Haile checks back in. No card was issued. Or no booking, if you prefer the soccer terminology. Free kick for Dufresne will come up once the 10-yard halo is established. And again, when the clock is stopped, you'll ask for that because you can't play it as soon as it's spotted. Dufresne over the net.
Checking in for the Royals, number 9. Hughes.
White Bear Lake. They've been scratching and clawing and scraping for a seemingly inordinate amount of time in this half. Looking for the breakthrough. They nearly had one earlier in the half. Only for Lewis and Hallinan to intervene. Handball. And another free kick for White Bear Lake.
I need you to follow all your marks, guys.
It's a dribbler from Coupet, scooped up by Mattis. The Bears have played a stronger half. Now Woodbury with a counter chance. Bears look like they'll catch up to Caitlin Kingor. She'll get the throw in, but didn't have the speed to outpace White Bear Lake's defense. Haile, the junior. That left the end line, the field of play. Goal kick for White Bear Lake. Under 20 minutes to go. It's anyone's guess as to what will unfold in this final leg.
Watch these runs in. Yeah, watch there. Hey, who's at 12? Marin, watch 12 run in.
Miley again. Hallinan got the header, but a little off speed and was fading away with it a little bit. So not much of a glancing blow, so to speak. Maybe not one that would make White Bear Lake flinch, but Woodbury certainly won't complain. Here's Heinzen. Pass a little soft.
Keep it down. Together here, tight on. Ivy, is your arm okay? You're okay, Ivy? Okay, you got this. Tight on everything.
Free kick for the Bears.
Let's go.
Thompson.
That's you, away. Nice, off.
Right into Woodbury, but
Come on, Caitlin, beat it.
out to the middle it goes. Deep through ball, but offside. Official, or I should say the assistant rep, put up the flag. It took a little while for the head official to spot it. But that was offside. So that wasn't going to amount to much in the case of White Bear Lake. Substitution, as we saw Briella Hibsch pick up the ball right in front of our field camera. We've been getting a lot of first-person perspectives, up-close views throughout our pair of games. As the ball rolls away, just past our scoreboard camera, which makes a brief appearance on screen. Woodbury looking for that key insurance goal. They almost get it on Sierra Fedunik's right-footed shot that just sailed over the net. Another close call. We've had a few of them. A few close calls. But the story of this half, Woodbury's defense. So far, the key moment. Hallinan and Lewis putting the stop on the Bears when Heinzen got ahead of Mattis and almost had a chance to get an uncontested view of the net.
Checking in for your Bears, number 4, Katie Kohler.
White Bear Lake, high again. That was Wolf. Most coaches will tell your players, their players I should say, not to look past anybody, not to circle one game at the expense of another, but as Woodbury gets the throw in from Vossen, White Bear Lake clears as Woodbury has to back up. And Mattis making contact with Ilker. Elise. A junior has hit the deck more than once tonight. Now White Bear Lake pinched off along that far corner from our vantage point, along the left side. And Woodbury adds another stop. That was Grawl making the defensive effort. But it doesn't last long.
Yeah, 18. Just two of you. Mace, you're good there. You're good. First to every.
Free kick for the Bears. Had a chance. Mattis falls on it after bobbling the catch. Looked like Coupet sent a line drive right on target. And even if you can read it, it's still coming at you a good ways. Mattis, the senior, adds another stop. That has been the story of the second half. Woodbury repelling multiple attempts. A win would carry some value for the Royals. And a corner kick could be a welcome sight too. It's the third for Woodbury based on my account. White Bear Lake with 4. But overall, pretty even. This is Grawl. She had a free kick earlier that led to a score. Header's long over the net. Did it stay in play? It did. Hernandez was looking for Heinzen. Ball goes back. Lewis with the clearance. as rain begins to descend at White Bear Lake again. Came a little later than expected, but the development on the backside is significant, so we might be dealing with some rain for the rest of this one, although I'm looking at this cell, as we'll get a throw in. I'm looking at this cell. It was moving to the east, and now it's starting to drift toward the south. So it might brush us, it might douse us. Either way, it adds another element of unpredictability to this conference matchup. The rain, it's coming now. I had to deal with this on Saturday, calling a doubleheader at Benilde St. Margaret's that was delayed twice because of lightning. Speaking of lightning, Woodbury, that was another good set for them. Hallinan with the shot. And Grawl pursued just in case Allie Ellis couldn't make a play.
First everything! Away, that's you! Put it on! Put it on!
6:45 to go in the second. And what will be a wet ending to this game. We had a lot of shower activity and then a break for a while, but some development on the backside, giving us another round of showers. Our crew came prepared, of course, and I want to use this time as Woodbury boots the ball downfield to give props to all the crew members who got here and had to contend with the rain. It's not always the most pleasant experience having to endure events like this, having to endure the weather when it's not always picture perfect, but we get the job done. As we approach the 5-minute mark, Woodbury with a free kick. As they look to close this one out, this will be Grawl again. This one might be outside scoring range directly. Was looking for a teammate up the middle. Mattis will regather for a bit and scoop it up. Remember, until the keeper scoops it up, those balls are playable on the other side, and you certainly don't want a lapse in judgment to be the reason for a setback. Woodbury, their defense doing enough. They just have to hold on for a few more minutes. Another goal would be a welcome boost as well. As we get a range shot on camera. Our first line of showers came through as Woodbury will make some substitutions. That will lead to a clock stoppage, except I don't think anyone realizes it. The official's going to have to come to the scores booth in the press box and have them reset it. A few seconds ticked away. Remember, that is an NFHS rule put in place a few years ago. Anytime the team in front, the clock reset to 3:16. Anytime the leading team makes a substitution under the 5-minute mark, the clock stops. Again, that was an NFHS rule. So it is employed across every state. Right now, Woodbury hanging out in the attacking third, and the longer they spend here, the more time they can drain. This second half hasn't seen a ton of big moments per se. White Bear Lake with a couple. Mattis making a big save, and then that joint effort by Lewis and Hallinan as Woodbury takes one more shot at the net. Ellis bats it down. That was Schlottman who had a chance. White Bear Lake, they have to hustle now. They're able to keep it, at least for the moment. Woodbury, they just have to keep White Bear Lake from getting any openings, and they're handling that task in stellar fashion. Throw-in for the Royals. Approaching a minute to go. Does White Bear Lake have anything left?
1 minute remaining in regulation. 1 minute.
Woodbury takes over. This series has seen its share of ebbs and flows, back and forth. Woodbury won the regular season meeting 2 years ago. White Bear Lake got him in the section final. And that tapper by Olker caught by Mattis. That will allow Mattis to eat up more time and ice it, perhaps. White Bear Lake, they may have one more shot, but they've got to make this count. Woodbury just has to get in front of it. One clearance should do it. 10 seconds. Ricochet, Mattis will pick it up. And Woodbury will pick up a key win in the conference and the section. 2-1 the final. Potentially previewing another competitive, another fierce section battle. Woodbury gets the win. They scored a pair of goals in the first half. In In the second half, their defense handled the job. Hallinan, a goal in the 10th minute. Rogers in the 34th for the Royals. And for White Bear Lake, Elise Olker scored on a penalty kick in the 9th minute, but that does not derail Woodbury's chances. They get a big win in the rain to close it out, as we'll take a look at the game highlights one more time. There's the penalty kick from Olker in the 9th minute. And Woodbury, their poise was evident a minute later. Free kick from Grawl to Hallinan. That evened it up at 1 in the 10th minute. And here is the ultimate game-winning goal from Leighton Rogers, sliding through a defender. And we'll see a few of these defensive plays along the way. And that was Woodbury's best chance to score in the second half. Hallinan to Grawl, couldn't quite put it on target. Here's another shot from Woodbury that was just above the net. Again, not a ton of opportunities for the Royals in the second half, and a few that came oh so close. But it was their defense that got the job done. Mattis had a big save, and don't forget Lewis and Hallinan also had a big deflection when Mattis was in a vulnerable spot. Woodbury wins 2-1 over White Bear Lake. They go to 4-1-1 on the year. White Bear Lake goes to 4-3-1, but like we said before, if this is the first of 2 meetings, that second round in sections should be a whole lot of fun, but lots of games to be played until then. So, as we wrap it up, this is Mike Peden thanking you for watching live coverage of high school soccer on SCC Sports. Join us again next Tuesday. That is our next scheduled broadcast. So until then, thank you for watching. Have a pleasant evening.